Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to you on Empowering Morning Conversations. And let's start another wonderful day, session number 223. And here we are on this wonderful morning, and people from all over who have joined us. Congratulations for being with us. And we are missing those who could not join us, and I'm sure we'll have them join us soon. So, a quick recap about what we do here every morning. What we do here every morning is recover ourselves. We recover ourselves and stop being the automation that we've become. You know, automation like a robot programmed by the past, living in the default mode, mostly living at survival, trying to get by, trying to be positive in a world which is full of negativity, trying to keep sight of our goals and objectives, and getting so many times sidetracked by the little mini emergencies that come day after day after day after day. So like we have a bath every day, we brush our teeth every day. So the people on this forum, they come to Empowering Morning Conversations to do some mental housekeeping, recover their vim, their vigor, and their vitality, energize themselves. You know, we are all interested in fulfilling our desires. We are all interested in meeting our objectives. We are all interested in having a high quality life. We are all interested that we do not feel like a victim in life. I believe we would all like to be in charge of our life rather than be controlled by everything and everybody else. In short, we love our freedom. So, if you are sensitive, you may realize that we don't really experience freedom, because the real freedom will be that when you can be able to create your life, when you're not being busy trying to make everybody happy, right? When you're able to make yourself happy and let other people also be happy. When you reach a state where your happiness does not depend upon the happiness of others. When you realize that you're not the one who has to carry the happiness of everyone in your shoulders. Yeah, you can inspire them. You know, it's a very wonderful thing that our feelings are influenced easily. Hence, if you know this and you can generate positive feelings, then your feelings will influence everybody else. It's very hard to remain sad in the presence of very happy people. Have you noticed that when you're in the company of little children who are so playful and they are full of laughter and they're full of energy, around them you also feel good, right? They don't have to give you a lecture and tell you, hey, don't be negative, be positive. They don't have to do. They just be. So one of the things which we must remember is people will never do what you say. They will do what you do, because your actions will influence them, not your words so much, right? But what to do? We live in a world of thoughts and words, right? How many of those thoughts and words reach our deeds, we do not know. So on this wonderful morning, I thought let us remind ourselves, and I want each one of you, each one, without fail, to say one thing that is making you happy today. One thing. I'll share with mine. One thing which is making me happy today is I'm so happy that I'm here and I'm talking to you.
Same here, sir. That is you.
Okay, somebody else. What is the one thing that's making you happy today?
We are happy that you are back, sir. We missed you yesterday.
I was there, went away for a short time anyways. Good, great. Somebody else? What is that one thing that makes you happy today?
I am happy that I'm alive and kicking today.
Right. Somebody else. Come on. Be generous. What's the one thing that's making you happy? If you want to say two things also, you can say.
I'm happy that I got up at 5:30 today.
Okay, who else?
I'm happy that I have some great people in my life.
Wow. Who else?
I'm happy because I'm more happy than yesterday.
I'm happy because I'm more happy than yesterday. I like that, Milan. Who else? Come along.
I'm happy to wake up early in the morning today, 5:30.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I'm
Who else?
happy. I am happy. I made breakfast for my grandson because he's got his exams, and I decorated his tray.
Wow. Who else? What's making you happy today?
I am happy because I am here in this EMC on time.
Okay, wonderful. Who else? Now, people who haven't spoken up yet, what is that one thing that makes you happy today?
So I'm happy.
I'm
that the
happy
sun is out,
because
that the sun is
I-
out and walking around the mountain.
Okay. Leena ji, what is that one thing that
yeah,
makes
I
you
am happy
today?
because I could join this webinar today.
Okay, very good. Who
I
else?
I have a particular reasons to be happy today because yesterday I could take my wife to Sharodam out here in the car along with the wheelchair, and we spent about 2 hours over there. That's why we got initiated. We've been able to do it. And that's a reason we've done it after 1 year, 1+ year. So that's a reason for my immense joy and happiness today.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What about other people? We've got Nitin. What's one thing that makes you happy today? Purushottam, what is that one thing that makes you happy today?
I have joined your class, EMC class today, so I am very happy today.
Okay, congratulations. Pooja.
I'm happy because I wake up very happy today.
Okay, what about you, Nitin Chandra? It looks like he's, I thought he has gone back to sleep.
Not yet, but yeah, good morning, happy.
Good morning. What is that one thing that makes you happy?
I'm always happy.
Huh?
I'm happy that I'm always happy.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Thank you very much for sharing that. Who else? Did we miss out anybody?
Giri Reddy Garu.
Reddy Garu. What about Gunen Garu?
I said initially, sir, I am alive today, so I'm happy.
Aha, that was you. Okay, okay, good. What about you, Gunen? Who else did we miss out? We missed out Neeti. Neeti, what makes you happy today?
So I'm happy listening to Hasina ji and Darshana ji.
Thank you.
Just to add on, sir, I'm choosing to be happy without any reason, just happy.
I'm happy because I'm happy. Wow, congratulations. All right, so I have these crazy questions for you as usual. And the crazy question for the day is, when you are stuck or in trouble, one second. All these things I don't have to trouble. So when you're stuck or in trouble, who will you listen to? Will you listen to your fears, worries, and concerns? Look at what we do in the default mode. That when we are stuck or in trouble, who do we normally listen to? And who should we be listening to? Should you be listening to your fears, worries, and concerns? And focusing on what you don't want? Now, I want you to actually check and see that when you're stuck, you know what is stuck? Stuck in a loop, same thing happening again, same problem happening again, same kind of situation happening again, something that makes you unhappy happening today, no progress happening in your work, payments are not coming today, or blah, 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 whatever is happening to you. Yeah, who will you listen to? Would you listen to your fears, worries, and concerns? And that makes you focus on what you don't want. Am I right? Now tell me, is that correct or not? Does it happen? Or now being in the empowering morning conversations, you are not doing this anymore?
Listen to your heart.
Right, sir.
Yeah, but you look at actually what happens. I'm not asking you what should you do right now. I'm saying, what do you do normally? Maybe I phrased it wrong.
So we do normally becoming more worry and listening to our fears and on our concern why it did not happen or why I'm stuck, only me. This is what happened really, sir.
Yeah, so it happens to most people. Some people realize it fast and then they shift their attention where it should go, right? But the normal tendency is that these things come along and they do take our attention away. And our attention gets fixed on it. Now, how long are you going to let it be fixed over there? Depends upon you. So what's the alternative? The alternative is focusing on possibilities of creating what you desire. So instead of being stuck with worrying this, that, where should you be focusing on? So recently I was talking to someone, called me up, big problem, this, that, and person is going on and 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 on. And I've been trying for 1 year, nothing has happened, blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the conversation, that person realized that for the last 1 year, they have been addressing only the symptoms.
Right, sir.
Trying to get rid of the problem without spending time in finding out the cause of the problem and getting rid of the cause of the problem. Right?
Right.
So it's like somebody getting a headache and they take Aspro. Right? And tomorrow again they'll get a headache, again they'll take an Aspro. Without trying to find out what makes this headache come every day. So that's one of the problems, that when you get stuck in a situation and you are, focusing on your fears, worries, and concerns, then you only try to get rid of your fear, worry, and concern, because you don't want to feel bad. So there are some people, what do? When they get into that state? They try to get rid of their worry and concern by having half a bottle of whiskey. That's only addressing symptomatic, like taking a medicine to address the symptoms, but not the disease. So I want you to look at your life today, or look at any area where you may have been getting stuck again and again, because I think the good idea is to get rid of the cause, of the real cause. And the only way you will discover it is by focusing on possibilities and creating what you really desire. Because then your entire attention is not about worrying. All right. When you go to a surgeon, he's not worried that you will die. He's only interested in finding out the possibility of removing whatever is causing you the problem.
Right, sir.
So when you're in trouble, when you're in stuck, who would you listen to? Yourself? Because you're looking at the problem from inside you. You're looking at the problem from inside the situation. So who should you be listening to at that time? So when you come here every morning, there is a possibility that somebody, me or somebody else on this call, will focus your attention on to a possibility of creating what you desire. So everybody gets stuck on something or the other. And there's nothing wrong in being stuck. But if you keep getting stuck in the same thing over and over again, there is a problem with that. So should you allow yourself to be stuck in the same thing over and over again? So what energy, space?
So my answer will be no, but I don't see any possibility when I'm facing fears or worries.
Yeah, how will you see possibility when your attention is fixed on fears and worries? अगर आपका ध्यान अटका हुआ है डर में, फिक्र में, तो आपको संभावना कैसे नजर आएगी?
Right, sir.
After all, who is seeing? What is it in you that is going to see a possibility or not? If your attention is completely fixed on reacting and resisting, will you be able to see a possibility?
Never, sir. No.
Huh?
No, sir.
So look at some practical situations if you wish to, right? Where we get stuck because of various reasons. The predominant thing at that moment will be your resistance showing up. जब हम अटक जाते हैं, तो दिखाई क्या देता है? What is visible to you at that moment? Your resistance. And how is the resistance visible to you? How do you recognize that you're resisting something?
when things does not happen the way I want.
Okay, that is the result. But what is going to be visible? Like when somebody is not well, they will have body pain, headache, something like that, isn't it?
Yes.
So how do you know that you're resisting something?
Sir, I will feel in my body, in my heart, or in sensation in my body, or I feel that I am not approved by other people's.
So there are certain type of thoughts which will be coming, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us see what Suchitra has to say about it.
So what happens to me when I become negative is that I become very harsh towards myself and all other human beings. I don't find anything good about any human being, and
Yeah.
it becomes overpowering, sir. That emotion, and I'm not able to recollect any acts of generosity or true friendship or trust. Nothing comes to mind then, and I become very harsh towards myself and others.
So in your case, a very clear symptom of resistance is that you become very harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you become harsh and when you don't see anything nice,
Yeah.
it's a very clear indication that you're resisting something.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right. So when something is happening which you don't like, thanks, Suchitra.
Thank
The
you, sir.
question to everybody now is when something is happening which you don't like, you will be in a state of resistance, isn't it? Mostly, unless of course you are a part of the empowering morning conversations, because what is it that we say? We don't judge any situation. We don't judge anything good or bad. We don't judge it as right or wrong. Therefore, every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. Now, if you can live in this state, you will not be resisting anything. Because the moment something happens which you don't like, you'll say, all right, what's in it for me? इस परिस्थिति का क्या फायदा है मेरे को? So instead of not liking and wasting your time in not liking the situation, you will say, what is it that I can learn from it? How does this allow me to become a better version of myself? The other day, something happened. I was talking to someone and they spoke to me rudely. All right. Now, when somebody speaks to you rudely, what is the normal reaction that will happen?
Get angry.
You'll get angry. And what will you say to yourself? When we get angry, we say something to ourselves, no, about the other person.
He's very arrogant.
Right. And I don't want to see his face again.
Don't want to do anything with him.
Yeah, I don't want to see his face again. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So at that moment, oh, so I'm resisting. And that means I'm judging. So here is a person, I am judging him because he spoke to me in a manner which I call as rude. All right. So the moment I realized that, I started getting off it immediately. He says, all right, I'm judging it. But he said something. Is there anything in it for me? Is there something for me to learn in this? So why is it, there were 4 people sitting over there. Why was this person rude to me? Why not to anybody else?
Yes, sir.
So what's the message in it for me? And I don't care what he's saying and how he's saying. It's up to him. It's not my job to judge him. It's my job to take what he's offering me. Maybe I don't like the way he offered it to me. Have you seen that movie Zanjeer, in which that Amitabh Bachchan says, "मैं नीचे फेंके हुए पैसे नहीं उठाता." अरे पैसे तो पैसे हैं. मैं नीचे पैसे फेंके हुए नहीं उठाता. So if somebody is giving me a gift and he throws it at me, I will reject it, because that's not the way to give a gift. No, the way to give a gift is like this. Here is a gift. If somebody doesn't give me a gift like this, I'll get upset about it. Eh? Gift should be given in a way. Gift is given, no. मुंह पे थप्पड़ मार रहे हैं, gift दे रहे हैं. But we are judging that also, no? We want the gift also, and we want it to be given in a certain way also. Definitely, I'm open to criticism, I'm open to receive feedback. I want to improve myself, but you should give it in a way that I can take it. Na? If you tell me harshly, I'll get upset, no? Who's the one losing the gift yet?
The person who is receiving.
Exactly. So, gifts are sent by the creator, I say, in the form of experiences. Okay. And then for some reason or the other, of our own making, we get triggered and we say, I don't want this gift from you, bloody useless fellow. Now, Suchitra said very nicely, she'll forget all the good things that fellow might have done also. It happens. When you get pissed off with someone, you'll forget all the good things he might have done in the past.
Yes, sir.
Somebody might have given graciously to you all life. But once he makes a mistake, you'll catch that one mistake and become his sworn enemy for life. नहीं वो ऐसे कैसे कर सकते हैं? ये कोई तरीका है? You don't like this guy. He will never learn any manners. Are you his mummy to teach him bloody manners? It doesn't mean that you take any nonsense from anyone. It simply means that, okay, at an appropriate time, you can tell him, hello, how about doing it slightly differently, my friend? At least that will serve some value.
Yes.
Yes.
If you react back to a reaction by withdrawing or attacking back or whatever it is that we do when we are resisting, if he coolly got that and said, hey, thank you, man, that was a very interesting point of view. I never thought about that before. But hey, if you had told me nicely also, I would have taken it. So once I told that to my dear wife, I said, why you have to tell me like this? She says, because you don't listen. If I tell you nicely, you don't listen only. I said, oh, that's another feedback. Next time you tell me nicely also, I'll listen. Huh? Fine. So matter over. Otherwise, what do? We go into silence. मैं चुप रहूंगा. हमेशा ऐसे ही करते. ये कोई भूमिका है. Is this the way? Are we here to make each other unhappy or are we here to make each other happy? What sort of friends I have? They are unsupportive people. I called for one meeting and they didn't come. Now I will not go to Dubai because they did not come for a meeting. This is the way our bloody brain works. So when the brain starts doing this kind of conversation, what do? We said, hey, wake up, man. Get out of the default mode. Focus on what you desire. Yes, Suchitra ji.
So what I feel is the problem with me is that I'm always working for the Hobson's choice. That is all or none. And so when I am not offered whatever is the expectation of that moment, then I reject even what is offered. And that way the resistance builds up to enormous levels over a period of time. And then it takes me a while to get back into the flow again. The resistance becomes very high for a time, sir, for me.
Yeah. It flits like a butterfly and stings like a bee. But you notice that in moments like this, we all go out of control, right? Our rational brain stops operating and our mechanism takes over, isn't it? And every one of us can vouch for it because we've all experienced it. ठीक है ना? तो अभी हम परमात्मा पैदा नहीं हुए. So as human beings, we will react. As human beings, we will resist, right?
Yes.
Because वो संघर्ष करना हमारे खून में है ना. Unless we have something to fight for, how will we feel whole and complete? है ना? We'll feel कि आज कुछ हुआ ही नहीं, आज किसी से झगड़ा ही नहीं हुआ, आज किसी को जज नहीं किया. I mean, what's going on? I mean, how life is going on so normally and naturally. Come on, man. I got to get angry once in a while. So what's opening up for you guys? You know, let's listen
So,
to other wise people on this call.
sir,
as well. Yeah.
if one does not believe that one's desire will fulfill, how he can focus on possibility? If one does not believe one wish can fulfill or desire can fulfill, how one can focus on his wants or desire? If one does not believe or it does not happen.
You know, today morning, Reddy Garu put a very interesting this thing on my WhatsApp. Very, very interesting. And I was going through it and I was thinking about it. You know, all Buddhist people, they always say that, no? If you want to be happy, have no desires. But the important thing is not that. As a human being, you will always have desires.
Sure,
But
sir.
attachment to the desire will cause you to be miserable.
Wow.
See, that's exactly what you're saying. If you're worried about, oh, will it happen or not? Arey Baba, you focus on the actions to fulfill your desires. Focus on asking the universe to fulfill your desires and give up your attachment. Because the moment you have an attachment, there will be fear, there will be anxiety, there will be worry, what will happen if my desire is not fulfilled? Right? You will lose your spontaneity. You will lose your openness. You will be putting blocks in the flow of the energy unnecessarily.
Wow.
Right? So this is where the mastery will come in life, na? That you have your desires without being attached to the desires. Whether the Almighty wants to fulfill your desires or not is his choice, right? Our desires are quite limited, you understand?
Right, sir.
Our desires come from a very limited view of our life. They come from a very limited view of what is good for us.
Right, sir.
But somebody who sees the whole story of your life, right, which you cannot see, he knows that at this moment, what is the gift that he has to give you?
Right, sir.
So maybe the fulfillment of your desire is a gift which you will get after 6 months, but you don't know that. But he's always going to give you what you need right now.
Right, sir.
Because he'll give you what you are ready for.
Yes, sir.
You know, suppose you have a desire, I want maybe 200 million US dollars. All right. You're not ready to receive that. You'll go mad if you get it.
Okay.
You know how many people they win the lottery and within 3 years they are back on the road. Yeah, this is statistical. There is enough evidence of that. If you're not ready to handle wealth, you will lose it. So who knows better whether your desire should be fulfilled or not?
God knows.
Somebody knows, right? Universe knows, God knows, energy knows, God knows, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then is it wrong to have desires? No, you can have desires. Please have desires. Keep
Yes,
working to create. We are all doing that. That's what the purpose is, right?
Yes, sir.
We can keep on working to create our desires without attachment to the desires, because if you don't have any attachment, you will never stop creating, you know.
Yeah.
Those who are attached to the desires and the desire is not fulfilled, then they say, no use, you know, I tried and failed, I give up. So the ones who give up are the ones who are attached to the desires.
Yes, sir.
So then what is the difference between a do or die commitment and attachment? It's a good question to answer, eh? Rama Sen.
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between a do or die commitment and a desire with non-attachment? Can you have a do or die commitment without attachment to the result?
Yes.
How?
So if I can have the desire without attachment, I can commit to that desire.
But then how would it be a do or die commitment?
I don't.
No, I want you to seriously think about it, all of you.
Yeah. So why not? If it is okay. So by default, the desire is attached. Yes, I understand that in my default mode, I am attached to my desire. right?
When I have a do or die commitment,
right.
a commitment is my expression of my desire, isn't it?
Yes.
So when we say do or die commitment, we are not saying that you become attached to the result or the desire. What it means is that I will do everything in my power, right? Resolutely,
Right.
and I'll not give up.
Yeah, irrespective of the result.
Yeah, result may come or not come. That's a
Correct.
different matter. I am committed to the result and I will do every action that is possible to fulfill my commitment.
Correct.
So there's a very fine line between attachment and commitment.
Yes, but
A lot
I
of us,
think,
you know,
I think it is possible to commit without the attachment to the desire.
it is possible, but you will also notice that it seems to come, the attachment comes along with the commitment.
Mm.
So if we can keep on keeping that attachment aside, that I will do my 100%, then where will your attention be then in that case if you're not attached to the desire?
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat? Attachment comes with?
I said normally attachment comes along with the commitment.
Yeah.
So commitment, let us say without attachment, what is that?
Focus
That was
on
the
action
question I was
only.
asking. So attachment without, commitment without attachment is that I'm 100% focused on
Action.
Yeah, without giving up at any stage.
Yes.
And then your attention will be on action rather than getting worried about result pura ho raha hai ki nahi.
Exactly.
Then a small disappointment will not make you give up. See, if you look at, there's this famous story about this king who was hiding in a cave, right? He was defeated and he was hiding over there and he was watching that spider trying to make its web. And the spider would never give up until he succeeded, right? If that spider was attached to the result, he would have given up long time back. So do or die commitment is I'm not going to give up. I'll do everything it takes. And just keep on focusing on what you need to, the actions. You will do one action, it didn't work, you look for another possibility, do another action. That didn't work, you look for another possibility until you succeed, right? But if you have an attachment to the result, what will happen? After a few defeats, you might give up because your attachment can make you feel bad. Yeah, so sometimes, people who are more enlightened like us, we'll say, no, I'm not attached to the result. So then we think that we should not give our 100%. Because I'm not attached to the result. No? I'm not attached to my desire. No? That's the reason why I asked this question to Rama. Not for Rama, but for everybody to get clear on. That not being attached to desire does not mean that you don't give your 100%. Yes, Suchitra.
Sir, I beg to differ with you on this because I feel, sir, that everybody is committed to their own whatever goals they have. But it is the energy, but that breeds further and further conflict, sir. So I don't think as humanity, we even know how to work for any goals without attachment. It's a very sticky energy, sir.
That's right. That's the reason I brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems to come in the default mode, isn't it?
And possibilities do not keep presenting themselves like on a chain, sir. Sometimes there is a huge, even if you are in a state of surrender, the next possibility takes a very long time to present itself, the next real possibility.
And you know why?
Yeah.
Because when we are attached to the result,
okay,
right, the attention is not on looking for possibility, no. That's the problem. That's what you just said. It's sticky because our attention gets stuck with, oh, my desire is not getting fulfilled. My commitment is not getting fulfilled. Why is it not getting fulfilled? This is bad. Look at what happens at that time. Our mode is not on looking for possibilities. Na?
So, but if it is a sort of a collective endeavor, if I see it as a possibility, but others in the team do not see that as a possibility at all, sir, because
That
they
is
think
why-
they
that
are
is
committed.
why- That is why, Suchitra, we have to learn if you are doing something in a team, when
Yeah.
you're doing it with others, first of all, you have to empower yourself.
Yeah.
And keep looking at possibilities.
Yes.
And then you have to learn the art of enrolling your team into doing that. And that is something which we don't know how to do. Because in our default mode from our childhood, the only thing we know is force and manipulation.
Yes, sir.
Our way of communicating is more manipulating rather than enrolling.
So, Bipakji, the possibilities are there in the nature, in the in environment. We don't see it. That is why they say when you desire something from the very core of your heart, nature conspires to give it to you.
That is true. But very true, Milanji. So, you know what you're saying, Suchitra, is right, because that's what happens to most people.
True.
They get attached to the desire. They get attached to the result. So that is where, when we are working on our own self, and when we are working on being a master of our own attention and awareness, we know that now I'm getting attached. And now I am not putting my mind where it should be. Right? I'm now getting stuck in the fact that I am not achieving the result I want. And I've stopped looking for possibility. That is why it's very important for us to start noticing the moment resistance creeps in. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Suchitra, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So there is no disagreement between you and me. The reason I brought this topic up with Rama was that normal tendency of people to get enmeshed. Yeah, they get kind of, it's like a quagmire, you know.
Yes.
So commitment and desire, they seem to get mixed up, and we are not being detached. Therefore, we are causing obstacles for ourselves. That's why.
So what I feel is that there should be commitment without desire. Only then it will work through, sir. Otherwise, if there is even the slightest amount of desire, there is war.
No, let the desire be there. No, the attachment to the desire is the culprit, not the desire itself.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you commit anyway if you didn't desire something?
Yes, sir. Yes, true,
You
sir.
look at whatever you're committing to. Why did you commit to it? You had some desire, right? You want to fulfill it, so you're committing to it. So if you just drop this right and wrong thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
See, right now, what kind of thinking is creeping in you? Oh, so that means my thinking is wrong. Oh, that means what I'm doing till now is wrong. No, it's not about that. If I give up my attachment to my desire, be in this question, na?
Yeah.
When I drop my attachment to my desire, will it be easier to fulfill my commitment? Okay, first we will have Abhinav answer, then you, Kuldeep ji. I'm sorry, I'm giving him precedence over you because he's traveling and his signal might get cut off any minute. Yes, Abhinav.
So good morning. So first of all, please bless my daughter. उसको मैं MBA के entrance के लिए छोड़ने आया हुआ हूँ.
Wow.
Call. So just bless her कि वो हो जाए उसका अपनी मनपसंद जगह पे.
ठीक है जी. Done. Blessings being sent.
Yeah, thank you. दूसरी चीज कि we you know how, see, there are moments in life when I'm not attached to the result or to the desire, and I'm taking all the right actions. But for most of the moments, you know, I just get too much attached to the result, and then I get upset, then I get irritated when things are not going my way. Then I get you know, like कुछ नहीं होने वाला, ये तो जिंदगी खराब है. All those thoughts, things don't go my way. And yes, there are moments in life when I'm not attached to the result, and those are the great and moments. तो my question is कि वो moment कैसे लाए, मतलब what is the technique for it? क्योंकि वो तो आते हैं चले जाते हैं like a possibility.
See, just play. Do you notice that when you are committed without attachment to the
Yeah.
result, you are playing, na?
Yeah, you are playing. Yeah.
जब आप खेल के मैदान में गेम खेलते हो, like many of us have played games,
Yes.
at that time, you're just playing, right? 100% having fun playing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Instead of being worried कि goal होएगा कि नहीं होएगा.
Ha. Correct.
So, but we don't do that in life, na? That if we just play, like the only thing you can do is play 100%. That's it. And then see, leave the outcome. You have an outcome in mind. You have
Yeah.
a desire in mind. All your
Yeah.
actions are according to fulfilling that desire. Yeah, your mind
yeah,
is
yeah.
trained to keep looking at possibility. भाई ये ball
Absolutely.
इधर से नहीं जा रहा है तो इधर से जा रहा है. भाई should I headbutt it? Should I kick it? Should I throw it? You know, you are
Yes.
more into the possible actions and doing it. You are having fun. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
promise you, when you're not having fun playing the game of life, you're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
attached to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Suchitra, I'll come back to you after Kuldeep ji.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, Kuldeep ji.
Sir, a little analogy. When gold mine is dug, the focus is on gold, and during the process, people encounter tons of filth and dirt, and many times they do not get what they want, but the process goes on because the focus is on gold, not on dirt. We are not waiting for the possibilities. We are seeking the possibilities at time. और इंतजार करना जरूरी नहीं है, क्योंकि इंतजार करने वालों को वही मिलता है जो कोशिश करने वाले छोड़ देते हैं. So be on the front.
Thank you. Yeah, Suchitra, go ahead.
And I apologize for being so hyper excited and butting in it so many times today. So
No, what? There is no apology needed, Suchitra.
yeah. So what I feel, sir, I'm going to be very plain. So my agenda is, so my son has been diagnosed in the autism spectrum, and he's going to be 15 years old, and he has, as of now, no life skills to take on life. But I have found it so difficult to enroll people into the possibility of making a breakthrough for humanity with him. And I always get mired in some sort of upset or whatever that comes. And they don't understand the depth of the opportunity and the challenge given, sir. So that's what I'm facing as of now. And more or less, like I've given up, and now I'm just waiting, sir, for the tide to turn. So this is what I wanted to
So
share.
if you notice that you are resisting, that the people are not responding the way you want them to respond, right?
Yeah, it's like they don't know. It's like trying to sell a Chinese dictionary in Tamil Nadu or something like that.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
this-
So see, suppose you stopped wasting your time on that.
Yeah.
You'll just be playing, isn't it?
Yes.
You'll just be enjoying your child instead of trying to fix him.
Yeah, that's all, sir. So but sometimes I go into the mode that I want to fix this once and for all, and I want to
But
like
it's
I carry
interesting, right? So Chitra, sometimes we are trying to fix something which does not need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Because who says that something needs to be fixed? You do. I mean, if you look at our standard of looking at his life,
Yeah.
we are saying that we want to fix him, and that guy says, I'm fine, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
sir.
these are very blessed people, you know, and we'll never let them play because
Yes.
they'll always sense your, desire to fix. Because when somebody is sensing that you want to fix them, they're also
Yeah.
sensing that you don't think that they are okay.
Yes, correct, sir. They are afraid to just be. They somehow pick that up.
So the question then comes, why don't we let him play? Why don't we let him live? And in the process, maybe help him discover, after all, the creator has created him for a purpose, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And if he plays and you play, then you will both. And why in your family only? Why with you only?
Yeah.
A lot of possibilities of discovery are there, provided we give up our resistance to it and say, hey, what's the possibility of this?
Correct, sir. Yes,
Now,
yes.
what is
Yes.
happening is that because we are influenced by the world,
Yes.
the world makes us have so many shoulds, you know. Why is my world not accepting him? Why is the world not doing this? Because they are only controlled by their default mode. And if you
Yes.
look at it, you are also being the same as them, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
Deepak,
All
I
we,
wanted to share something on that. If you give me a
Just hold on. Let Sagar finish. Or, okay, Sagar, hold on. Let Abhinav share.
See, because Sukhdeepak, my Mamaji, youngest Mamaji was like that only. And finally, the world tried to fix him so much that he ran away from home about 10 years back. आज तक उनका पता नहीं चला. And if you remember, I discussed with you also about that. And
Yes.
as he was sharing, I was actually crying because मुझे उनसे बहुत प्यार था. Or rather than enjoying his company and enjoying his love that he had for me, मैं उनका favorite भांजा था. Like the world were trying to fix him and even telling me इसको लैंडमार्क फोरम ही करा दो और कुछ नहीं तो शायद ठीक हो जाए. और तब तक वो पिक्चर्स भी नहीं आई थी ऑटिज्म के ऊपर, वो जो आई थी ना तारे जमीन पे वगैरह भी नहीं आई थी, तो कोई समझा ही नहीं. तो अल्टीमेटली ही रन अवे फ्रॉम होम और आज तो उनको पता नहीं चला. जबकि देखा जाए तो ही वाज परफेक्टली नॉर्मल, ही वाज वेरी लविंग एंड अफेक्शनेट. मतलब लोगों को ना वो बेटा तो मंजूर है जो कि पढ़ाई में बहुत अच्छा है और फिर माँ बाप को लात मार के भाग जाता है, लेकिन जो सबसे प्यार करता है वो नहीं जी, वो तो जी वो होना चाहिए IIT IIM करके ना बिल्कुल टॉप ग्रेड होना चाहिए जी हमारा बेटा, चाहे हमें लात मारे यूएस में जाके मैं पूछे भी ना. तो किस दुनिया में हम जी रहे हैं सुखदीपक? एक जो हमारे साथ है, जिससे हम प्यार कर सकते हैं, जिसका की प्यार हम एंजॉय कर सकते हैं, जिसका अफेक्शन हम हर मोमेंट पे एंजॉय कर सकते हैं, उसकी तो कदर हम करते नहीं. So I'm sorry for saying all that, yeah, because
No, but it's a fact, right? See, that's what I'm saying. We stop playing in life because we want a certain result and we are so attached to it. Nobody says don't have desires. Have your desires. Keep working towards them. But why attach here? हम अगर खेलना ही बंद कर दें. You know, if I come every morning with an attachment, I won't come every morning. I'll say, Arey, only 26 people have come. I'm doing free. Still, less people are coming. I'm not attached here. I mean, I'm just playing. So how about just playing in life 100%? Life is a bloody game, whether you like it or not. Now you can take it very seriously and keep crying or enjoying it. Choices are ours, no? Yes, Sagar ji.
Yes, sir. You talk about on commitment and attachment. It's we have to commit on our desire without any result, but we have to commit on the desire what we want to create and see the possibility. So my question is, if I have the limitations, if I have the limitation to
So then
create,
you will find a way to overcome it, na? Possibility जब आप ढूंढोगे, there is no is limitation. The people, those cycle mechanics who invented the aeroplane, did they have limitation or not?
they have limitation.
They
Yeah.
overcame it, na? Because they never
Yes.
gave up. They were ziddi fellows, they never gave up. They said, nahi, humko to banana hai. People laughed at them. People said, you don't have knowledge. What do you know about this? There are some people who are getting stopped by the limitation because their attention is only on limitation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are other people who look for possibilities of overcoming whatever is. They don't see limitation. What Thomas Alva Edison, he failed 3,700 and something. People asked him, what do you think about failure? He said, who failed? I found out 3,000 ways how to not make filament. So limitation तो mind में होती है ना?
Right, sir.
क्या limitation है? Nobody's got any limitation. Limitation is only a point of view. अभी मेरे पास नहीं है तो मैं acquire कर सकता हूँ. आपको क्या लगता है मिस्टर अंबानी का कोई limitation नहीं है?
होगा.
As a human being अगर वो देखे तो, but his mind keeps looking at possibility. If I don't have expertise, I will hire it. I will buy it. If I don't have money, I'll find out how to create it. So they keep looking at possibilities. That is why, my friends, I always say enterprising people, they see possibilities where ordinary people see roadblocks and obstacles. Choice is what do you want to see? Yes.
So why, sir, why people don't stand for their commitment, or why don't they come or show up for the commitment, sir? What they want to do?
Why worry about people? Worry about yourself, na?
So why I myself does not,
Why is
create
the
what I
most
want?
useless question to ask? ये why में जानने से क्या होगा?
नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं.
You focus on your commitment, yeah. Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Rama.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, I think normally we get confused between desire and attachment. We think both of them are same. So desire is something, there is a freedom in it, whereas attachment, there may not be freedom. And also attachment has two problems. One is it doesn't allow us to look at the possibilities to achieve our desire. Even after achieving the desire, if the attachment continues, it will not allow you to enjoy or face the the desire which is
fulfilled.
Yeah, which is fulfilled. Because whatever is there, that is going to have both right and wrong or good and bad. Attachment will only look for what is good, and it it doesn't want anything bad. But anything, whatever the result, it is going to have both the sides.
Right, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Are you guys beginning to see something? All right, so time is coming to, yes.
One query, that attachment and expectation are linked, right? So even we have expectation from the few people in our life whom we really love, right? And when we expect them to, I mean, at least communicate or behave in a decent way, and when they really ignore at times, so we feel hurt, right?
Yeah.
Ki I became the last priority, right? It happens so many times. And so how to always become detached because emotionally we are attached. So
we attach ourselves. We expect. Who is expecting?
yeah, I'm expecting.
Yeah, so if you have unrealistic expectations, you will be upset all your life. See, attachment is...
Even the basic bare minimum expectation, even if you do, and at times that is also not getting.
छोड़ दो ना उसको, पूजा जी, मत करो expect.
So किसी से expect ही नहीं करो.
मत करो. आपकी expectation है, करो, करनी है तो.
Sir, if I may add, so when we are only in the mind, the expectation keeps on coming. But even if you put one action, then there is a possibility of overcoming that expectation or the attachment.
Good point. But I think Pooja is speaking from...
Talking about relationship, it's not about goal.
I know what you're talking about. I know that.
No, even in relationship,
Wait, Rama. I'm taking it somewhere. See, Rama has pointed out something to you, Pooja. You have an expectation. What have you done about it? If your expectation is in your head only, right, and you have not even communicated it clearly to someone, and in relationship, I'll tell you, this is the biggest problem. We don't sit down and communicate our expectations to each other. We have expectation. मेरी बेटी है, उसको ऐसा करना ही चाहिए. She should do like this. He is my papa, so he should support me. So look at some of our expectations. If they love me, they should always agree with me. Did you tell them that?
Yeah,
Did
sir.
you
At
discuss
times
with them?
I tell people ki this is, I mean, in very, you can say harmonious manner when we are sitting and in a normal way, I'm talking, okay, this is what I didn't like it. And
But that's not an
I try
expectation.
to sort it out. But at times, even after saying or communicating,
Because Pooja, जब आप communicate करते हो ना, just now even the way you said it, it sounded like a judgment to me. So if you can sit with someone and communicate them, tell them without judgment, okay, look here, I would request you for this, and you be open to, they may say yes and they may say no. Just because you have an expectation doesn't mean everybody has promised you they will always fulfill it. I mean, you may have an expectation that I'll do something stupid and they should keep on supporting me. They may agree, they may not agree also, no? So if you have unrealistic expectations, you are making yourself upset. If you don't even communicate your expectation to others, there's no chance of getting fulfilled. That's what Rama is saying. If you keep your expectation only in your mind, right? So do we sit and have a conversation about it? They may also have some expectation, right? So then bring it out in the open and see, all right, these are the expectations they are promising to fulfill. These are the expectations I'm promising to fulfill, and be open for people to have the freedom to say no also.
Yeah.
Then that is the sign of detachment. When you can hear a no from someone without getting upset also. हमारी attachment तो यही है ना. Our attachment is that people should say yes to everything that I ask. That is attachment, no? But I can ask you without attachment, and if you say yes, very nice. If you say no, also very nice. And if you say no, then I'll not be blaming the other person. I'll say, all right, maybe I did not communicate it in a way that they are able to see my point. They are not able to see my point of view. So we can do a whole session on this sometime. Yes, Milanji.
So the moment we talk about the reasonability of the expectation or unreasonability of the expectation, we are judging it. And that is probably contrary to what we have been preaching, learning, number one.
No, one second, hold on. I think you should understand what I'm saying. If I have an expectation which is unrealistic, okay?
Okay.
Like I come in, I give you, I get Melanji, I request you for X, okay? And I have an unrealistic expectation that Melanji must say yes to it. That's unrealistic.
Okay.
If I have an expectation, I have communicated it to the other person. He may say yes, he may say no.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yes. Similarly, if I have an expectation that if I bang my head on the wall, it should not pain. That's an unrealistic. I didn't say wrong. I said unrealistic. If I bang my head on the wall, there will be pain. If I communicate something to you, you may say yes, you may say no.
Exactly.
If I'm attached that he should only say yes, I have communicated my expectation, but he said no. Very bad, very bad. That's a judgment.
Sir, absolutely. I can't even agree more with you on this. I was not on that point, but the Pujaji said reasonable expectation. She said reasonable
that one. Okay.
From the relationship. There I said the moment we are judging about we are yardsticks of reasonability, unreasonability of expectation, we are judging it. And that is contrary to what we have been preaching, number one.
Correct.
Number two, when there is a relationship and there is an expectation, I entirely agree with you, sir. This thing, something has to be bring on table at the inception itself. This is what I expect of you. Kindly consider it or whatever.
Yeah, and you have a right to say no also.
Indeed.
I mean, you can tell that person, look here, this is what I request you. So see, even the word expectation.
Yep. That is where exactly it gets sorted out immediately. This thing, reasonability, unreasonability, relationship management, expectation, all these things get sorted out.
So instead of telling someone, I expect this from you, it is better to say, I request you for this.
Yes, sir.
Then they have the right to accept your request or deny it.
Absolutely, sir. I'm not correcting or anybody.
I got it. I got where you were coming from.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Because when she's saying I have a reasonable expectation, it simply means that, hello, what I'm asking for is not very much. Please give it to me. That is reasonable, no? Are you getting it, Pooja, what Melanji is saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Sagarji.
Yes, sir. I have this tendency or I have this habit, what to say, but I have the expectation to be loved from someone who am I very close or whom I love. I have that expectation to be loved. If I don't get love, I will get hurt. But you just talk about on request also, that you request to fulfill your demands or
I
to
got it. Now
fulfill
listen
your
very
desires.
carefully. Sagar, you expect them to show you love.
Yeah.
Okay, you are judging the way that they may be showing love to you. They should love me is fine. It's a great expectation, right? But whether they will show you the love way you want them to show it, नहीं तो love तो दिल में होता है ना.
Yes, sir.
So what are you looking at to find out that somebody is loving you or not? आपको कैसे पता लगता है कि कोई मुझे प्यार करता है कि नहीं?
They will say kind words. They will respect me. They will agree with me.
Even respect, by the way, different people have different way of showing respect also.
Yes.
They will say nice words to me. So that means that if people don't say nice words to you, they don't love you. That is your belief, no?
Right, sir.
I know a lot of people who love you a lot and they are very harsh to you also. In fact, they are harsh to you because they love you. And I'm speaking from practical experience.
Yeah, but we just cannot digest that, sir. The people who love us are harsh to us. We just cannot digest.
But that's you who's blocking their love. Now, वो किस तरीके से देंगे, in which way they'll give you. You can tell them, okay, look here, I know you love me and because you're loving me, you're telling me. But I'll feel nice if you tell me nicely also. Then they'll tell you, if we tell you nicely, you never listen. तुम जिद्दी हो.
Right,
You
sir.
be open, na? If you love them, you be open to their love, no?
Right, sir.
If you stop judging people's actions, life will become much simpler, my dear.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. I
Petri.
will.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. I would like to add a quick perception on the discussion. It is about the relationship, expectation on the relationship. I recently happened to hear one conversation. One guy asking holiday to a superior.
Asking for leave, you mean?
Yeah, leave permission to leave, something like holiday permission. The authority replied in such a way that, what have you done to deserve this? So in expectation on relationship, if we focus on what they have to say, if we focus on have I done enough to deserve that? If focus on myself, then the things will be little different perspectives. And I'm just thought of getting it.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, Ramamurthy.
Sir, on the relationship, even if the expectation, if the other person says no, but if I'm committed to the desire or whatever I wanted, and continue, maybe the later on that person understands, yeah, I'm committed, and no, comes back and says yes.
See, sometimes they are just testing you to see whether this is another one of your whims in life.
Yeah.
So they don't agree immediately.
Right.
They'll see, no, I mean, today, I know one guy, I mean, this is a practical thing I've seen, that he would do, today the son says, I want to do this. So he'll say, all right, do it. So he'll give him money also. So after 10 days, that thing is lying over there, never used. Now he wants another thing. Okay. So after some time now, whenever he went to his father for anything, the father would say no. Because he says, okay, this fellow's got so many whims in life and I've been supporting his whims. Now first I'll check up to see whether he's really serious this time or not. Correct? That's what you're implying, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Sure. And if you keep at it, they will eventually agree because they'll say, oh my God, this fellow so serious about it, so I should support him now. But incidentally, this even Providence is like that. Huh? You know, when we have a commitment or a desire, Providence also wants to see whether it's just a passing show or what. Because we have every 5 minutes different desire, right? So nature or Providence is also checking to see how serious is this fellow in his desires. It's a good point. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Acharya.
Thank you, sir, for your answer. Sir, my friend asked me that I did not get love. I did not get love by the people what I have to do, why I have to be single all of my life, why I could not get love. That is his question. I'm going to answer him. I have the answer, but I really want to know from you that how to get love, sir, how to be loved. And this is my question, sir.
You should understand the 5 elements of an intimate relationships. If you
Yes, sir.
understand that, you will get what is called love, not your love as an expectation.
Yes.
You remember those 5 elements of a great relationship? याद है? नहीं याद है ना?
नहीं है सर, याद नहीं है.
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं. फिर उसके लिए ना आप गुड टू ग्रेट प्रोग्राम में रजिस्टर करो. फिर मैं आपको बताऊंगा. Otherwise, you wait one of these sessions, I'll address it again. It has been addressed on this forum 4 times, I think. Rama, how many times have we addressed it over here?
Many times, sir.
Some of you must have got it by heart by now.
Yes.
But it's interesting, you know, the very thing that we need, sometimes we miss to listen to that. Or maybe he was missing on that day. Never mind,
Maybe,
we'll tell you again.
Thank you, sir.
After all, if I can give you the answer to that question, I'll become a billionaire, no?
Sure, I will make you billionaire one day, sir.
One day, yeah, someday. इसी जन्म में कर देना भाई.
इसी जन्म में हम we both will become billionaire.
All right, great. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, Raman. Thank you, Kunen. Thank you, Vetrivel. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Suchitra. All of you who shared and participated today. So I'll see you tomorrow for another wonderful session of Empowering Morning Conversation. Bye-bye. God bless you.
God bless you.